Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to your boy Alyx Man's WWE Money in the Bank 2017 review and results. I am here to talk about what I felt was middle of the road show. I will say I liked more things about the show than I didn't like. It's still one of those shows where my expectations weren't met, but I came out going, it wasn't terrible. There's a lot to talk about when we get to the show, but let's take a second to talk about a couple of things when it comes to your boy and YouTube. Not just me, but wrestling content creators, period, on this website. Couple of updates we have to talk about in terms of YouTube's new algorithm. As you guys may not know, YouTube's algorithm now favors watch time and also minutes and audience retention. Apparently, YouTube is now focusing their most watched results or their algorithm on videos that get the most watch time, the kind of videos that make you stay on the site longer. Therefore, the ones that have shorter minutes, the videos that you usually see get 5 million views because of 3-minute, 2-minute concepts, they're no longer on top anymore. It's all about the videos that have the longer times, the 12-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute videos. The stuff that you see from your boy Alyx Man, and also from Solid Monster and OTRS Central and Good Mic Work. That's why you're starting to see longer wrestling content videos on the website, because that's what YouTube favors. So to help us out, if you ever get a chance to watch my videos or any of the wrestling content creator videos, watch them all. Hashtag I watched it all for everybody, because this is what's going to help get our videos to the top of the bracket. This is what's going to help get our videos on the top search results, as your boy Alyx Man has been struggling to do for a while now, because, well, audience retention for me, not so high. But that's okay, because I haven't really pushed it. I've just been making videos for the sake of it. I haven't been putting a lot of effort into really making those kind of videos that would retain the audience. Well, your boy's going to do his best. But if you would like to help out the wrestling content creators on here, it's easy. Watch all the videos. And the higher their audience retention is, the more likely their results will be. The more likely their videos will appear on the top search results. So everybody, OTR Central, Steven Larson, JD from NY, Grim Toys, me, Good Mic Works, Solid Monster, everybody, even the ones who aren't well known, who are trying to come up, watch every single minute of the video. That will help them become a lot more noticed. And so I just wanted to get that out there. Hopefully you guys hashtag watch it all. And with that said, your boy Alyx Man is live here on YouTube for my Money in the Bank review. As I said, the show was middle of the road for me. I mean, overall, I liked more stuff than I did stuff I didn't like. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to watch it again. I just feel like the Money in the Bank matches by themselves, they were solid. They were good. Would I watch them again? Would I put them up there as some of the best work I've seen? Not really. It just didn't really feel like, it didn't feel like matches that were groundbreaking to me. They were just there. They were well worked. We saw a lot of crazy moments in them. But at the end of the day, are they going to change the quality of the shows going forward? I don't know. I can't really say. I don't feel like it is. I kind of feel like Smackdown is going to be exactly what it's been for the last month or so, which is really kind of skippable. I feel like Smackdown's quality has dipped. And yes, I do blame the shakeup. I also blame... Here's my thing. I was very upset with WWE when the draft ended about how it made SmackDown look, about how Raw got everything and SmackDown looked like crap. To SmackDown's credit, because of the amazing writing we got from Ryan Ward, who is one of the head writers of SmackDown now, apparently Brian James, or Road Dogg Jesse James, is also the head writer, who is now the head writer, like the official head writer now. I don't know if they're co-writers or anything. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they're co-writers. Regardless, when he was the head writer, Ryan Ward, the show was awesome. Oh, great writing all week, every day. It was awesome. And I felt like in 2016, SmackDown was off the chain. And I feel like because of all the crazy stuff it was doing and all of the momentum it was picking up, Raw looked at that and went, nah, we can't have that. We can't have the B show looking better than our main show. So the shakeup happened, and they basically just took not all of the best talents, but they took enough and put them on Raw and hurt SmackDown by giving it the Jinder Mahals and the Colognes and the people who didn't get a lot of respect on Raw. And so SmackDown is now back into rebuilding the talent. They had to rebuild everybody from scratch yet again. And they're doing their best. We're seeing it happen with Jinder Mahal. We're seeing it happen with Lana. We're seeing it happen with the Fashion Police, who were nobodies before the shakeup. We're seeing it happen with a lot of people, and I like it. We start to see SmackDown get a little bit more better, get more momentum as time goes by. But it's going to be kind of hard for them starting off because of the talent we have and the lack of momentum and the lack of build they've gotten on Raw. So I say be patient. Be a little bit more patient with SmackDown. Don't say the show is great when it's not great. I'm just saying give it a little bit more leeway than it's gotten, because I feel like people are starting to write off SmackDown as a bad show. Listen, I'm in that camp. I've been one of the main people saying SmackDown has been very lackluster for a while now since the shakeup. And I feel like the writing is part of that. I don't think Ryan Ward is writing as much as I would like him to. But it is what it is. Hopefully things get better for SmackDown. They're trying. Dear God knows they're trying. So let's get to the show as it is. When it comes to Money in the Bank, I would really say, looking at the results here, the Money in the Bank matches were good enough. They were good enough. I did like the main event better than the women's match. Everything else, take it or leave it. Because quite frankly, the tag match was good. I'll give them that. The tag match was really good. The New Day versus the Usos, really good match. But the women's championship match, we had an impromptu match between the Fashion Police and the Ascension that was added on here. The WWE Championship match. Everything else was just kind of take it or leave it. Even the pre-show match, we got the Hype Bros, the return of Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley taking on the Colognes. It was decent. I think the crowd made it a lot more exciting than it really was. St. Louis was a great crowd, by the way. Loved the crowd we had in St. Louis. St. Louis. I can speak English. Something got caught in my throat there. St. Louis. Yeah, I just feel like even though the crowd was great, the match itself, all right. It's like, all right, it happened. Thanks for coming. So not much else to say about the pre-show or the kickoff match, whatever. Let's get to the actual show now. We kick things off with the match I predicted would kick the show off. First ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Carmella versus Natalya versus Tamina Snuka. Solid performances from all 5 women. To me, I did have higher expectations, and that's my fault. Maybe I should stop doing that for WWE. Not because I don't trust the talent to have these kinds of matches where I expect match of the year candidates. It's just, to me, because the main roster is basically hindering them from having those kind of matches, because that's what they do. They tell them you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that for whatever political stupid reason. I mean, Big Show came out on Chris Jericho's podcast not too long ago and says he hates the televised shows. He hates going to Raw, hates going to SmackDown, hates going to pay-per-views. He loves going to live events. He can't stand the televised shows. And this is Big Show. If Big Show can say it, and again, Big Show doesn't give a crap, so he'll say whatever. He's ready to retire anyways. But if Big Show is saying this is somebody that the WWE loves. They give him a lot of stuff. He had his own freaking movie. It wasn't good, but he had his own freaking movie. But he says, I hate it. So you have to know that there are a lot of other people on the main roster who hate it too. And I say that because it's really hard to expect A+ quality matches from WWE's main roster nowadays because of the restrictions they put on the roster. With that said, the women had a solid match, man. I personally loved Charlotte's cartwheel dive off the top rope to the outside. Awesome stuff. Just great stuff from Charlotte. Other than that, I mean, there were a couple of cool spots in there. Nothing really memorable outside of the cartwheel dive by Charlotte. But let's talk about the one thing you want to hear my thoughts on. The ending of this match. We have, I think it was Becky Lynch climbing up the ladder to grab the briefcase. Next thing you know, James freaking Ellsworth climbs into the ring, knocks over the ladder, knocking off Becky Lynch, got him some heat. Really, really strong heat. But he didn't stop there. We see James Ellsworth look up the ladder, and the crowd is going crazy. Some of them are going, yes, yes, yes. Some of them are going, no, 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 no. Everybody's just losing their minds. And then James Ellsworth climbs up the ladder, grabs the briefcase, drops it into Carmella's hands, and she wins the match that way. And then we see the controversy on the outside with the referee saying, do we let that slide? I don't know what to do. We've never seen that happen before. And you hear the arguments, it's a no DQ match, so he's not breaking any rules. But Carmella or any of the women didn't grab the briefcase, so can he really do that? And then they say, well, Carmella has it in her hands, so she's Mrs. Money in the Bank. We see Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan on Twitter talking about how this is an injustice. We're going to resolve this on Smackdown this upcoming Tuesday. So it's being acknowledged as controversy, and we're going to see how this plays out on Tuesday. If you want my opinion, I loved it. I loved it. This is heel one-on-one. That's what you need to do to get some heat, baby. I loved what they did for the ending of this match. First off, it put a lot of heat on not just James Ellsworth, but Carmella. Because, dear God, has this woman been doing some really good work. And I feel like for the last, dare I say, since her feud with Nikki Bella, Carmella's been doing some good work. But nobody has given her any mention, not a single ounce of attention, because they see her as what she was on NXT, the valet for Soft, Big Cass and Enzo Amore. And ever since she came to SmackDown, she hasn't really been given a lot of attention. For me, I've always thought Carmella was good. And to see her now be put in a spotlight where people can finally see how good she is, I feel like she's going to do some great things. Now, not just the heat that she got, I thought was great, but I also love how she reacted to it. I love how she sold it, like she was ready to cry. Briefcase was in her hand. You see James Ellsworth on the outside talking about some, you're a winner! Again, completely just trying to get in her pants. You know what I'm saying? But it's awesome because one thing about SmackDown that I love that Raw doesn't do very often, there's always a payoff to everything they do. James Ellsworth was put with Carmella because he had a crush on her and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But see, Carmella took advantage of that and made him her tool, her prop, so she could become successful. And now we're seeing it bear. We're now seeing those fruits bear with her winning Mrs. Money in the Bank, become the first ever Mrs. Money in the Bank. And I even said on Twitter, you know what? I hope she cashes in. I hope she cashes in tonight. And I hope she gets that women's championship. Because look at the heat she got. She was despised in St. Louis. It was good. This is the kind of stuff we need to see more of in WWE. Not just on SmackDown, but Raw. Period. This is heel heat. And I see a lot of people on Twitter complaining, why would a man grab the briefcase in the first ever women's Money in the Bank match? That's misogynistic. That's misogynistic by WWE. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't. But I will say this. Do you want to see what happens next? Are you angry at James Ellsworth? Hey, I am. From a fan standpoint, that guy's a douchebag for what he did to Becky Lynch. But it's one of those things also. This is what heels do. This is what I've been talking about when it comes to making heels. This is the kind of stuff that I would write. It was perfect. It makes sense. Also think about this. If James Ellsworth was going to be out there, he not interfere. Come on now, guys. I know a lot of you are upset that the match, the first ever women's Money in the Bank match, ended with a male grabbing the briefcase. I get that. I understand you. But you got to understand something. This is how wrestling works. This is wrestling. So, yeah, the first ever women's Money in the Bank match has an asterisk next to it. But you know what? I feel like in the long run, the long-term storylines will make up for it. That is what I have faith in SmackDown for. And I think at the end of it, when Carmella does eventually become women's champion, and she will become women's champion. Come on now. Oh, she's going to get that championship. She needs to. Not after this. You can't give this heat to Carmella and not get her women's championship, give her a women's championship run. Because she's good. It's perfect. Everything will pay off more with her as women's champion. And you can then have James Ellsworth be her bodyguard, make sure she keeps the championship, help her out in matches. And that's her tool to becoming successful. It all pays off for Carmella because of James Ellsworth. And then how she loses the belt, James Ellsworth turns on her. It just makes sense. So I'm happy with the result of this match. So I guess a lot of people are just going to have to just see how it plays out. I just think in time, things are going to be good. I think a lot of fans are just kind of just like, oh my God, why? Which again is expected because you're fans. But when you stop and take a look at the bigger picture, this was a great move. I love this. I don't know if this was Ryan Ward or Road Dogg, whoever it was. Good job. Good freaking move. Next was the really good Tag Team Championship match. Smackdown Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus the New Day. Look, we ended it with a count-out finish. The New Day wins by count-out when the Usos pretty much get away to keep their championships. A very heelish move. But at the same time, this match was really good. And I appreciate it for what it intended to do. After having a good match like this, I was left with the feeling of, yeah, I got to get more out of this. We need more matches like this. So now because of this finish, we're going to get the rematch, and then we're going to get a third match, which is fine for me. Fine for me. I think these guys having a series of matches would be great because they have really good chemistry. Awesome freaking chemistry. New Day eventually will get those tag team championships, of course, but why not extend it a little bit? Why not have them have multiple matches? Why not make it a feud? You know, let's get a storyline out of this, man. They have really good chemistry with each other. So why just make it a one match feud? Just let it go as much as it can. And that's how I feel. Usos got away with the championships tonight. They lost the match, which is what I predicted. I predicted the New Day to win. I was wrong about them becoming tag team champions, but they did win the match. So next time we see these two have a match, I do expect the New Day to win the championships then. That's just how I feel. Now, some of you are predicting the Hype Bros to win the championships. I don't know if they're going to do that. If they do, great, because Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley are a really good tag team, and they got a big reaction in St. Louis tonight on the pre-show. Mojo Rawley, when he does the whole, hey, hype, doesn't get a big reaction. Oh, he got a big reaction in St. Louis tonight. So, hey, if they want to go with the Hype Bros as tag team champions, I'm cool with that. But I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't, and they stuck with the New Day, which is fine, because it's the freaking New Day. Come on now. But good tag match. I love the near falls. Lots of crazy near falls, man. And I love the it was a dive to the outside by Kofi Kingston. It's like a trust fall. You know, like one of those trust fall activities where you just kind of fall back onto the people. Kofi Kingston did that dive to the outside, and it was awesome. I loved it. But the New Day won the match by countout. Usos retain, and we're going to have to see what happens in the near future. To me, the worst match in the show was the Women's Championship match. It wasn't like it was terrible. It wasn't even underwhelming, because I got to say this. Going into the match, I wasn't very confident that Lana, I was going to say Linda McMahon. I don't know what I was going to say, either Linda or Lita. Regardless, I was wrong. But Lana wasn't someone I expected to have good wrestling ability. And I was proven right. But anyways, the SmackDown Women's Championship, Lana versus Naomi. Lana's hot. Dear God, is she hot. I can look at her all day. The perfect personification of candy. But I love her. I love her as a personality. I love her as someone I can look at. You know what I'm saying? Love her outfit. Her attire is, oh my God. Again, if I could just look at Lana and hear her talk all day, I'd be fine. Unfortunately, when it gets to her inside the ring, she's sloppy. Very sloppy. She needs some work. It was hard to watch this match. Now, it wasn't downright underwhelming or bad. I personally think this match was better than Bayley versus Alexa versus Extreme Rules. Because I don't feel like the match buried anybody. You know, it didn't make any one of them look weak. Lana is just a very sloppy worker. In terms of the match, nobody was harmed by it, really. I saw Carmella come out. That was really cool. I loved the tease cash in. Because when I remember watching that happen on Twitter, and I was tweeting something, and immediately I heard Carmella's music, and I went, oh my God. You know, it was one of those, oh shit, she's coming out. She teased it. She didn't really cash it in, which was cool. I'm happy they didn't go. I'm kind of happy they didn't go with it. I kind of wanted her to go actually cash in and get the championship, but they're going to have her do it down the road. So that's fine. I'm actually cool with that. Still, when it comes to the match itself, it was okay. Naomi wins with her submission. I don't even know what you call that. It's like a modified, I don't know what kind of move. It's like a modified crossface leg lock. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's almost like a butterfly lock in a sense. It's like a modified butterfly lock. I'm not too sure. Maybe you guys know what it is, but it's pretty cool. You know, SmackDown's women's division, I gotta say, I do like it more than Raw's. I'm not saying that that's a good thing because Raw's is awful right now. SmackDown's women's division at least has some meat to it. It has some substance. Maybe not as much as they had before, but it has some substance to it. So we'll see what happens, man. Let's talk about the debut of one Maria and Mike Kanellis, or Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis. So this is something I wanted to discuss too, because a lot of people are pissed off that Mike Bennett is no longer Mike Bennett. He is now Mike Kanellis. Mike Bennett has dropped his last name and has taken up the last name of Maria. In other words, Maria is wearing the pants in the relationship. And Mike Bennett is a beta male. I remember when he came out and said, my name is Mike Kanellis, and the crowd booed. No, you got to understand. When they came out, St. Louis loved it. Oh my God, it's Maria and Mike Bennett. This is awesome. And then they were talking, and they're doing this gimmick now. First off, their entrance music, love it. I love that 80s love song. It's really, look, I love 80s music. I love 90s music. So anything from that era that reminds me of that kind of music, I'm instantly going to like a lot more than most people. But I love their theme song. And they come out, it's like this talk show host, love counseling, role model of what real love is kind of persona. I'm not too sure what to call it, but maybe you guys can help me out. Regardless, when Maria came out with the microphone and the crowd loved it, and then Mike Bennett said, my name is Mike Kanellis, the crowd went from going, yay, to boo. It was awesome, man. I love it when WWE can get the crowd to do that stuff, man. Some of the people, so I know some of you are just like, well, that's stupid. Why would you do that to Mike Bennett? I think it's great. I think, look, no offense, but we already got a Miz and Maurice kind of couple where Maurice is helping out the Miz. If Maria and Mike Bennett were to come in with that same kind of feel, they wouldn't stand out. At least with this gimmick, with this persona, they stand out. Maria is the one controlling, is the one basically wearing the pants in the relationship, and she runs the household. And Mike Bennett is the beta male who just does whatever she wants him to do, which is great. This has Stephanie McMahon. You can tell this is a Stephanie McMahon idea. It has her name written all over it. But still, I love it. I love it. I think it's going to be great. It's something new, and the possibility of creating good TV is there. Look, we got ourselves a replacement for Miz and Maurice, which is what SmackDown has been missing for a while. As long as SmackDown books them right, writes them right, and gives them something of substance that I can grab onto, I'm going to love it. And this is also something I want to see more from SmackDown. Building new talent and rebuilding their roster because of the shakeup. You know, I want to see more people like Mike Bennett and Maria come in. I want to see Shelton Benjamin come in. I want to see Carlito come back. I want to see these faces that we don't see anymore make an appearance on SmackDown, because Raw, I am so sick of seeing the same people in the same spots doing the same stuff. At least with SmackDown, they're able to change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I loved it. I thought it was good, and I look forward to seeing what they do together. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you, are kind of, mixed on that. And I'm actually reading some comments right now in the live chat. Some people are just not on board with it. They're not saying it's terrible, but they don't really know how to feel Bennett being a beta male to Maria. So we'll see. We're going to see how that works out, man. Let's go on. We have the WWE Championship match. Ringside, we had some... Sorry, clear my throat. Ringside, we had some quote-unquote St. Louis legends for the WWE Championship match. We saw Greg Gagne, Larry the Axe Hennig, Baron von Ratsky, Sergeant Slaughter, Bob Orton Jr., and the Nature Boy, woo, Ric Flair. Lots of love for the hometown hero, too, for Randy Orton. Randy Orton got a massive pop in St. Louis. And I think because of the reaction he got, Randy Orton tried a little bit harder than he usually would, which is whatever. I just kind of feel like Randy should be trying regardless. Sometimes he just goes out there and just does whatever he wants to do, which is whatever. I just kind of feel like, all right, you do what you need to do, Randy. But I would really appreciate if Randy tried a little bit harder all the time. Because when he first came out and the match started, it was pretty good. Now, as the match went on, it got worse because it was kind of like, all right, nothing's really happening. These guys are just kind of going through the motions. I like the psychology of him working on the leg. Also, can we stop for a minute and talk about everybody working on everybody's leg? Seriously, like what Natalya worked on Becky Lynch's leg. Kofi Kingston got his leg worked on. Freaking Orton got his leg worked on. I don't know if Naomi got her leg worked on. I think she got her leg worked on too. Everybody just seemed to get their leg worked on tonight. Like, whatever. I just found that kind of weird. It's nitpicking, but I found it kind of weird. But other than that, it was a decent match. Crowd reaction was great. Best part for me was the last 5 minutes where Randy Orton was beating up the Singh brothers. Or the Bollywood boys, whatever. The Singh brothers. He was just beating them up. As soon as I saw Randy Orton drag one of them over to the announcer table, I was like, oh, God, not again. Because last pay-per-view, we saw Randy Orton hurl one of the brothers freaking over the table, and he crashed on his head. It was hilarious. And I'm thinking he's going to do it again. He's about to do it again, and he did, but it didn't look as brutal as the one from the pay-per-view last time. Backlash. It was crazy, man. After that, Randy Orton gets into the ring, and then he loses to Jinder Mahal again with that Cobra Clutch Slam. It was funny. I just thought that was cool. But it was a decent match. Jinder Mahal, as predicted, keeps the championship. No shocker there. Hopefully, he has another opponent coming up to him. Yes, he does. As you guys may know, Jinder Mahal's next opponent, whether you like it or not, is going to be Mr. Mr. John Cena. You know it. You know it. You know it. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and predict that Jinder Mahal, I'm going to get some heat for this. I think Jinder Mahal is going to drop that belt to John Cena. But, hold on. When John Cena does win that belt, I wouldn't be shocked if a certain man cashed in on him. Who that man is, we'll talk about him in a second. Let's go on. Nothing else really to say. We have the Fashion Police versus the Ascension. So we had another Fashion Files. No, sorry. Fashion Vice. Oh my God. Fashion Vice. I love the parodies on the shows that we're doing. That's cool. Like, keep that going. Keep that going. Do a parody for another sitcom that I'm gonna love. But and that's something that I think they can really do to make it funny. But the Faction Dice segment was pretty funny. And then it was revealed that the Ascension was the one who attacked Tyler Breeze this past week on SmackDown. And they had the match. It was average. I'm not really going to talk much about it. The Fashion Police won. That's it. The Fashion Police won. At least they're getting TV time. What happened to American Alpha, man? Are we just waiting to bring them back maybe as heels or something like that? I don't know what they're doing with the American Alpha right now, but they need more TV time. Seriously, they seriously need more TV time because I'm missing them a lot. A lot. All right. Main event time. Main event. Money in the Bank ladder match. We got KO, Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I loved seeing Baron Corbin attack Shinsuke Nakamura at the beginning of the show. Initially, I was kind of like, oh, what happened to Shinsuke? But after seeing what it leads to and looking at it in hindsight, I love it. It was good. It really made Shinsuke look awesome when he eventually did return in the match. Got that huge pop and then went on that tear. But overall, good freaking match. Again, I don't think it's going to rank up there as some of the best Money in the Bank matches we've seen. I don't feel like it's really going to stand out when it's all said and done. But still a good match. Got a lot of crazy spots. It was slow when it first started, but when it picked up, it got really crazy. I really do feel like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles were trying to see who can take the best bumps, or the worst. Excuse me, not even best, but the worst bumps. Freaking Kevin Owens took a dive onto it was like one of those ladders that was not folded up, but it was open, but it was laying down. He fell on top of that ladder, bent it in half, and then freaking Sami Zayn did a Kimura suplex and drove Kevin Owens head first onto the apron, the hardest part of the apron, the edge of the apron. Jesus Christ. And then to top that off, Kevin Owens took a freaking, Ushigoroshi on a ladder. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, let's just play who can take the best bumps. In my opinion, AJ Styles won. I think AJ won because, let's see, he took a choke slam on one of the ladders on the outside. He dove to the outside a lot. But to me, the craziest spot in the match, we see AJ Styles hanging from the championship. He's hanging. And then nothing is below him. This crazy bastard falls. He just falls. And I'm just like, look, Jeff Hardy is crazy enough when he does that stuff. Now seeing AJ Styles do it, I'm like, you're just as crazy as Jeff. You know, he just fell. And he landed on the mat. I'm like, you crazy bastard. You crazy bastard. It's just nuts. Craziness. There was a side of me, and I'll be real with you. When Shinsuke Nakamura got taken out, I was thinking, Rusev could come in. I was just looking for a chance for Rusev to come in and do something. He didn't, so it is what it is. Shinsuke came out, and when Shinsuke came out, went on a tear, hitting everybody with the Kinshasa. We see AJ Styles and Shinsuke staring off inside the ring. St. Louis goes crazy. WrestleMania has come early. They brawl, they fight. The last 5 minutes is nothing but AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura countering their moves, getting the crowd all hyped and stuff. It was great. It was awesome. The next thing you know, you're climbing up the ladder. Baron Corbin tips over the ladder and then grabs the briefcase. Baron Corbin is your new Mr. Money in the Bank. How I feel about it? I'm cool with it. I think Baron Corbin, like Carmella, doesn't get a lot of attention, doesn't get a lot of respect as a performer because he's really good. He is good. The problem with Baron Corbin is, well, like most talent in WWE, he doesn't get a lot of opportunities to shine. Well, now that he's Mr. Money in the Bank, he's going to get all the opportunities he needs. I just hope Baron Corbin makes the most out of this because now that he's Mr. Money in the Bank, the spotlight is going to be on him all the time. So every chance he's on TV, every chance he gets an opportunity to speak, to make headwaves, he needs to take that and make gold out of it. Okay, I remember when Baron Corbin first came into NXT, and they brought him in hot, strong, beating people in 15 seconds. Badass. Loved it. And, you know, it died off a little bit, but he still maintains some momentum. I want Baron Corbin to get that aura back. I want that aura back for Baron Corbin. I want that badass Baron Corbin back. I want him to come in and start wrecking shop like he did on NXT. Because that's what I want. I want Baron Corbin to be a star. I want this guy to be great. And I think with that briefcase, he has the opportunity to do it. He has the skills and the tools to do that. He just needs to take this and make gold out of it. Because as of right now, with Jinder Mahal as champion, I don't see him cashing it in very soon. But when John Cena or maybe even Rusev get that belt, oh yeah, expect him to get it. So I'm happy he's getting an opportunity to be a future world champion. So let's see what happens. I'm excited. You know, I think although the show will get a C+ for me, it was decent. I wouldn't watch it again. They did some things that I did like that will keep me watching SmackDown going forward. I look forward to seeing how this fallout with the Mrs. Money in the Bank briefcase happens on Tuesday when Daniel Bryan returns. I look forward to seeing what Baron Corbin will do, what's going to happen with Lana, what's going to happen with Orton, what's going to happen with Jinder Mahal, because basically they wrapped up a lot of stuff tonight. So there's that things are going to get a little better going forward. Most importantly, I want to see what goes on with Maria and Mike Kanellis. Freaking Mike Kanellis. I want to see what they do with these things. So, tell you what, guys. How do you feel about the show? What grade are you giving it? Let's go to the live chat. Live chat. It is on you, my buddies. What grade are you giving this show? And I'm going to read some comments here. Let's see what you guys have been saying about the show while I've been talking. By the way, if you are new to the channel and you want to subscribe, let me go ahead and get this out the way right now before I get to that. Subscribe, like the video, of course, but also click the notification button. Very important. Very important you click that button. Donate to my Patreon if you want to improve the quality of the channel. Like me on Facebook at DeLexmanWorld and follow me on Twitter at DeLexmanVX1. All that jazz. Just want to get that out there. Buy the t-shirt in the description box. Everything down below. Just check it out. Check it out. So let's go ahead and get to this now. A couple of things about this fan base here. B-, C, D, B+, B. Oh, a lot of people like the show. C+, B, D, C, C, B+, C-, C. All right, so we're about in the same range here. A lot of people thought it was good. Some people thought it was okay. Some people thought it was decent. Some people thought it was solid. So it wasn't disappointing. It wasn't disappointing overall. That's a good thing. So let me ask you this. What was your favorite moment of Money in the Bank? Let me throw that one out to you. What stuff did you like about the show? What stuff did you find the most interesting? Because I want to get more feedback. It is becoming one of those things where your boy DeLexman wants to interact more with the audience. I want to interact more with my fan base. I want to get people to talk and understand that your voice matters here. Now, I'm reading this. By the way, shout out to OTRS Central, who's joining me on this live podcast. Please go subscribe to him. We got Maria and Mike Kanellis. That's someone that people are looking forward to. James Ellsworth and the Carmella fallout. Absolutely. AJ Styles and Nakamura possibly happening at SummerSlam. I don't think would they have AJ and Shinsuke happen at SummerSlam? That's really your WrestleMania match. Don't blow that off at SummerSlam. Wait, save that one. Have them do something else. Seriously. Let's see here. Baron Corbin, Money in the Bank. Okay, that's good. The fallout between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, okay, we got some things that people are looking forward to when it comes to SmackDown this Tuesday. And definitely, I'm going to check that out. I'm excited more about SmackDown this Tuesday than Raw because of this show. So, yeah. Good show overall, guys. Really, really good show. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are great. Decent show overall. Didn't hate it. Didn't think it was good or great. It was good. It was decent enough for me to sit through and go, all right, I like some stuff and stuff I didn't like. So thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. This is your boy, DeLexman, signing off. Again, subscribe and like the YouTube channel, and click the notification button. Like me on Facebook at DeluxeManWorld. Follow me on Twitter at DeluxeManVX1. And of course, donate to my Patreon if you would like to help improve the quality of the channel. This is your boy, DeluxeMan, signing off. And DeluxeMan's World. Peace out.